Hello YouTube, we are back with another video, another set actually from Dean's Dugout. This is our locals that we usually go to on Sundays. I'm joined by TJ here.
Hello.
Where we'll have two rounds today. This one is going to be Wargreymon OTK, played by Jarrell on the left. And we've got Gabe piloting Royal Knights on the right. Gabe, usually our Shine Gray player, now delving into Royal Knights. I like it.
I've been telling him to stop playing Shine Gray because he sounds miserable whenever he plays Shine Gray the past few weeks. He sounds so sad every time he plays it. So, like, we were all telling him, like, Gabe, play something different because you are not having a fun time with that deck. But he's like, what if I win with it? I'm like, you're not winning with it.
So, we will have the link to round 2 in the video description below. As always, you know, thank you guys for the support, particularly for this series. I mean, it's just fun for TJ and I to do this in general. So the fact that we're able to give you guys a good time too is just sort of an added benefit and like a win-win for all of us. So glad you guys are enjoying it. Let us know how we can make it better for you all. And without further ado, let's hop in round 1.
Something to be said as well. I know we've been talking about potentially bringing in other people to commentate, some other guests. Some other members of Hyper Coliseum, some other people that were friends or friends adjacent with. But yeah, so look forward to possibly seeing some new faces in the commentary in the future.
Jarrell kicked us off. Just basic Wargrey things, building a line, went into Agu to Agu X into the Security Greymon, so not a bad start for him. I see Gabe tucking. Ooh, is that Salah?
Yeah, because I can grab Royal Knights. So
yeah,
makes sense. He's Gabe is known for some interesting tech sometimes.
What is in Jarrell's hand? Did I just see those?
What
speed plugins?
Just don't worry, it's fine. This is so. Jarrell is often he's our beautiful editor. He's a genius lad. But he usually net decks. That's usually his go-to thing. He likes to net deck. But you get the rare occasion where he decides to cook something on his own, where he'll just start from a base and go crazy with it. And this is one of those instances. This is what you're gonna see today.
I can hear that damn laugh too, that cackle every time he cooks or something like that.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
But we did see Gabe swing with Omeka, did Dynas Security, so he was able to tuck something underneath, and then went into Dynas to search. Picks up an Omni, which not bad for him.
Grab 2. And Gabe is a very good player. I know he's my comment earlier might sound like I'm talking out to him. I'm not. Gabe is a very smart player. He's a very good player. Shine Gray has just been rough for him. He's had very, very rough consistency issues, despite having a perfectly good deck. It's been rough. Looks like
Jarrell just spit out a Greymon.
He has one. I think it's a BT1 Wargrey he has in his hand. I think he's looking for a tamer so he can utilize.
He's got a ton of plugins though.
Everything else, or he's waiting till he has enough memory to make a big play. Gabe's sort of just trying to figure out what he wants to do with all this memory he has right now.
Yeah.
Looking at the All Force in hand, which All Force is such a stupidly strong card for that deck. Much. Don't you talk to me like that, all right? I saw your message earlier. I don't want to hear about All Force Blue Hybrid this. I don't want to hear about Ancient Garuru OTK Blue Hybrid that. I don't want to hear it. All right? I'll deal with that trauma come the 17th of November. Until then, let me have my little bit more time of peace.
So still a little bit of deliberation here. I think, you know, he does have some options. You know, we see the to kind of do that and check security. I'm curious to see if he'll play out either the Omeka or the Purge. Yep. So he Purge, and he's able to slip one of his things underneath, which, yeah, he's got pretty good options in hand. So he decides to slip the Leopard, which is not a bad choice. Jarrell just says, yep, take your 3. Plays out a tie. See Galen go into the stack.
Setting up, getting ready. Pretty scary board state right now that Gabe has. Yeah, we're just gonna see. Here they come. And then he shows 3 jamming plugins that he had? Not jamming plugins, though.
To be fair, though, I mean, jamming going against Royal Knights is not bad.
The jamming's good. The main reason he has it so he can't be blocked. That's his idea. Because it just ensures that he can pull off his OTK and someone can't block him. He doesn't have to rely on piercing, and he can just use the freaking structure deck Metal Greys that are just blocker standard or for the normal ability, or then Sec +1 inheritable, just to make sure he can have the Greymon with Sec +1, the Metal Grey with Sec +1, Metal Grey X that gives him Sec +1, then he plays a tie out for Sec +1, and then goes Wargrey. So it's 5 checks, and then he just Omnis, which I think he runs like 2 or 3 Blitz Omnis in the deck. I don't know. He cooked. The Mad Lead cooked. It's as bad as when he tried to do that ancient Wargrey OTK back in the day that like it was not working for him. But I think this works out better. Does have a raid Wargrey in there.
It's some sort of a line there too, so doesn't look like a bad hand for him.
This is the issue. He should have committed fully to it. He shouldn't have that raid Wargrey in there. That's where he went wrong. Gabe
decided to mulligan, or he did keep.
Yeah.
Do typical Royal Knights play up? There it is.
Yep. Yeah. He saw.
Aindrassil, Magna, solid.
Yeah. That's what you like. That's what we like to see. And Jarrell just already finding a line to go up. Plays an Agu search. Does find the Greymon that he's looking for.
Freaking plug-in again.
Yeah, it's there. And for anyone who doesn't know, that plugin, as long as you have a tamer in play, you don't need to worry about color requirements. So that's the idea with it. So he doesn't need to have a blue tamer in the deck or anything like that, or a blue color source. He can just put a tie on board, and hallelujah, those plugins are live.
Yes, sir. So you see Gabe here sort of deliberating. I think he's between like dropping the Marcus down or maybe searching with Sala. Still got a decent amount of Royal Knights in hand. So opts to go for the Sala to search. Is able to hit All Force.
Yeah.
And Omni. I think he's deciding.
Turn to side.
Picks up All Force.
Opts for All Force. I mean, we saw he has an Omni in hand earlier. He opened up his hand with it. So I think he's just going to start kind of just chilling and waiting.
See Jarrell Psycho with Agu X.
Yep.
Ooh.
Does find.
Picks up the Grey X. Fair.
Yep. He needs that for sure. So he's going to start Digivolving. Greymon play out tie. Makes sense. Sure.
Nice. Nice.
And then. What is he thinking?
Yeah.
Does just go Greymon in the back.
Sure.
Yeah, that's the right call. Better not to risk losing the Greymon X, even if you think that it's just going to be the.
Also considering that we saw that Gabe took out All Force too, it's like.
Yeah, he knows that stack's going to get bounced potentially this upcoming turn. Sala's still out there though, but Greymon does have blocker. So and I think Gabe right now is reducing by 8 total. Just 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So it would pass turn to play All Force. So I think he's just debating.
Tends to swing, forces draw to block. Fair.
Yeah. Which, I mean, makes sense. You want to like try and keep Royal Knights from making as few checks as possible early game, because otherwise it can be rough moving forward.
Yep. Plays out the All Force.
Yep. Chokes Jarrell to 1, which makes sense. Jarrell's just gonna stand back. Greymon X.
Being patient.
Yep. And then Metal Grip. And he's in a good spot. So I mean, if Gabe passes one too many memory here. He's checking trash because he has a gallon in hand now, so he's trying to see how much he can reduce it by, which he cannot reduce it by enough at the moment.
He does have the Alpha in hand, which could be a curious, but I don't think he has anything in trash that can.
No, he doesn't. I don't believe he does. The Magna for free, and then just plays Marcus at 3, and Jarrell likes that number. That is magic number 3. Goes Metal Grey X. We'll go ahead and give it. Oh, we're getting Sec +1 and +3K.
Oh no, he's about to do it, isn't he?
So the issue for him right now is that he does have a blocker on board with that Magna, and Jarrell does not have piercing.
He does
so
not.
Jarrell's trying to consider how he wants to do this. It looks like he is going to opt to go into the Raid Wargrey, knowing that he can swing redirect over the Magna to pop it, which will let Gabe draw a card, but that's fine. But then he's unsuspended, and he can still swing for 4 checks. at 15, 18,
Jeez.
19, 21k, I believe.
Yep.
Total. Yeah.
Does his 4 checks.
So he'll just stand back up next turn. And then
plays out a tie.
Yeah, just plays tie. Yeah. And it's just like, well, this is rough. Gabe does have all force, sure. Or no, he doesn't. He tucked all force is tucked already. Doesn't mean he's grabbing it. And he has, and Jarrell does have all 3 layers of protection on that stack. And anything Gabe plays out, he can't play it out suspended. So if he plays anything out to try and just have it go under, it's gonna just get rated over.
I mean, I think his only option, would be the Gallant.
Gallant using both Yggdrasil and Trash effects, which will swing, which is fine for Jarrell. Jarrell will just perch 2 and just keep his body on board. Still has Sec +1, another layer of protection. And with that tie and the Agumon inheritable, he will have
to block.
Yeah, he's also massive. But I think on next turn, I think he still swings at like 14k next turn. So it puts Gabe in a tricky spot. Does opt to alpha, which I think is the right call.
Yeah, 100%.
It makes sense. Just, you have to slow down Jarrell right now. Jarrell is scurry.
What?
Oh, wait, you know what? It doesn't work.
How come?
It doesn't work. Hold on. Let me double check something.
Oh, because he's not reducing play costs anymore, right?
it would. Yeah, he can't reduce the play costs because he already played that Gallant earlier, so he's trying to decide what he wants to do.
Oh, just decides to play Gallant again?
I think. Wait, I'm confused. Didn't he just play Gallant the same turn? Or?
So raids into it.
Yeah. Checks the last card. He's 14. Wait, what just happened? I'm so confused. Didn't he play the Gallant the same turn?
I'm also a little bit confused.
He played the Gallant, attempted to pop, Swelling attempted to pop, and the draw was blocked and unsuspended. And then he was sitting there debating on what he wanted to do next. Played the Alpha option, not to play the Alpha, and then just played the Gallant, but I guess he just reduced it by cards and trash, and that's why it passed so much memory.
Yeah. Oh,
well. And attempted to just get rid of that last protection. But yeah,
and Jarrell just top decks the Omni, so.
Okay. That must be what happened. He must have just reduced it by cards and trash then, purely at that point. So it's 2 for every 5, so he must have had enough to reduce it by... Because he was at what? He was at 2? Mm-hmm. He put Jarrell to 7, so it was 9. So he must have had enough to reduce it by 4.
Probably. All right, well, I mean, I guess we see a game 3.
On to game 3. Sometimes stuff can get so wild.
I think they're probably talking about it right now there too. Looks like they're kind of discussing some stuff.
Yeah, trying to discuss what would have happened, just going over certain plays.
I mean, Wargreymon OTK, I mean, when it does its stuff, it does its stuff. I mean, there's very little you can do.
It is fast, and this is a very different version of Wargreymon too. To be fair, let's be clear. People don't do this. Almost no one runs the structure deck Metal Gray. I don't it could work, yes, but people almost always still opt to run Piercing for consistency with the Raid Wargrey. Jarrell's just a mad lad that wanted to run the BT1 Wargrey, which we still haven't seen him even use yet. But you know. We let him cook. We get there. Gabe did mulligan. Can you go ahead and draw his new hand now? That's his cards out. Oh, whoa. Whoa.
Looks like Jarrell's going to lead it off. Goes into Agu X in the back. And... not look like a great hand.
Rough hand. He mulliganed too, right?
He did. Decides to play. Oh, okay.
Well, okay. He got one hit. He definitely. So this is what, and I talk to Jarrell about this all the time. He needs to pile shuffle like once or twice, and then mash. He refuses to pile shuffle. He thinks that it's the worst idea. But I see him so many times where he'll have things where he just breaks and he'll just draw the same card 3 times in a row.
So he swings with Agu and then drops a tie. Fair. Gabe does Royal Knights things by tucking Dynas underneath his Drazzle stack. I think he's also debating what to do. I'm wondering if he'll just like drop the Omeka that he's got in hand.
I mean, I think it's not the worst play. It's kind of hard. He's also just thinking about if he just does a bit more gas right now.
That's fair.
He does do another Dynas play. Just grab some more pieces. Makes perfect sense.
Ooh. So go into a Gray X in the back. Probably
just
starter deck Metal Gray in the back.
Yeah.
Pass his turn.
Knows he can't wait too long. He has to just start Digivolving and get something set up to go because otherwise it's too scary.
And like arguably too. Yeah. Go ahead.
Jarrell is lucky because he is seeing his Metal Gray X every time. If he doesn't see that Metal Gray X and all he sees is BT1 Wargreys, which I believe he's running 4 of, he can't go into it. The line stops there at the Metal Gray.
We see Raid Wargrey.
Yep.
Hitting the swing. Magna, letting Gabe draw. Well,
doesn't have piercing, so stops Gabe from showing the card. Does just clear board though, and this is where it's hard. Where Gabe needs to basically find a means to try and clear that. Jarrell does have 1 layer of protection, but Raid is just so strong against Royal Knights.
Yeah,
it's so strong.
And then he picks up a Greymon.
Yeah.
And his Raid Wargrey should have reboot, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. It should, yeah.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah, reboot's there.
So, does put Gabe a little bit on the back foot. I mean, he's only got 2 Dynas under that Razzle stack, so...
And the thing is Gabe does have a Gallon in hand, but that Agu's going to soak up that first...
right.
Deletion effect, and then he'd be able to attempt to pop the Raid Wargreymon. But even if he does, well, Raid Wargreymon doesn't have block, so he can't block the swing, but he will be able to keep the stack safe at the cost of losing security tech +1. Which it looks like that's what Gabe's gonna go for. That's what he's feeling. That's what he's vibing with right now. But he's got other places he's considering. He is reducing by a total of... Was that 9 right now? It looks like, yeah, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But there's 2 Dynas, which is a bit rough because it means that he basically only has 1 Royal Knight under there because Omni only plays out like 1 of each. So he can't play out both Dynas off an Omni effect. So he still has a lot more cards he needs to get under there. Now, looks like Gabe is asking how effects would resolve, and Jarrell's answering. Gabe considering. And I will say, I think Royal Knights has performed much better here in English than it has than it did in Japan.
Oh.
Plus 1k blocker.
I agree.
That is a good tamer for drills. The amount of times that I swear that BT12 Tide just loves to live on top of security.
Yeah. Even with our games too. Even with our games, he just lives there.
Every game I watch, it happens with Rio as well. It's crazy. That card is always there.
Gabe goes ahead and plays a Purge.
Yeah.
It's just debating what to slip underneath right now.
Looking at Crania. Ooh. And something to keep in mind too is when that's the Purge, it does not activate on play effects. So trying to think. And he's like, I wish I would have had Leopard right now. That's why you grab that Leopard, because Leopard is probably the best target for that card. It does opt just to put Crania down there, which is fine, because it means he can play out Genku out, and then Genku can play out Crania, and he can have double blocker that does other, goofy stuff. Jarrell sort of looking through what he has.
A security Greymon in the back.
Yeah, just starts building another line. I think he knows the stack isn't long for this world.
That's a swing over Gabe's Gallant.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Digivolve in the back.
Yep, so another one. Just leave his Raid Wargreymon out there, which is fine. I think it's a safe call. There's no reason to push it otherwise or do anything else weird.
Right.
Gabe is in a weird spot though. He does not have a means of clearing everything, I don't think. He doesn't have a Gallant. It does pop it to play out Crania for the blocker. Unplay effects don't resolve. But Crania does have the end of opponent's turn effect.
I mean, like you said though too, I think, you know, Raid as a mechanic is just so... It's such a good counter to what Royal Knights would want to do.
Yeah.
And that just, I think it's been putting Gabe in a pretty difficult spot.
Yeah. Does play out Jessamon. I think he was hoping he would pop it, but I don't think he realizes that Wargrey is at 14 right now. Or 13.
Mm-hmm. So then he does play out the sister to just draw. We see Jarrell do his shenanigans with Metal Gray X, taps tie to gain a memory.
And so Jess is giving a DP boost. So Crania is the highest DP body on board right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it means that he cannot raid into the Jessamon. He can't raid into the sister. He has to raid into Crania. Crania would be, I think it's plus, is it plus 1k for each other? Right?
Yeah, I think it's 1k for each. So Gabe chooses to block.
Yeah, so that Crania is sitting at 15, actually.
Going to security Wargrey. There he is.
Yep.
So for
Swings.
1, 2, 3, 4 checks.
Doesn't activate options. Is, I think, 14 swinging in, which loses all his checks, and then Blitz Omnis for game. Yep.
Sheesh.
Woo! That was kind of a close one for Jarrell. I mean, it was looking a little dicey there, I think. There's definitely
I'm
a point where
wondering
it turns.
if, like, Gabe maybe didn't block the first swing. He would have been a little bit better.
I think so. Yeah, because that Wargreymon would have only done one check.
Yeah.
He was definitely big enough to block the other one. And I think that's definitely the one. I think Gabe got a little bit too antsy with the block. He should have just waited.
Right.
But that being said, I also don't know if the draw wouldn't have been able to keep turning if he played the plug-in to try and stop the blocking. So, but yeah, honestly, still great game though. Great game.
Yeah, I mean, we got to see the Mad Lad do his work. We got to see Gabe. I think both players did well. I think Gabe was in a tough spot just because, like you said, Raid is just a hard counter to what Royal Knights wants to do, and if you're able to get into that stack, you're in a tough spot. Everything is just getting deleted and not getting tucked, so you're really just behind there. But yeah, I think overall pretty good matches. We got to see pretty good plays, a little bit of back and forth. So yeah, we will be moving on to round 2. So the link to that will be down below, and we'll catch you over there. See you guys.
Bye.